So 2021 has come to a close and we're all looking ahead into 2022. There are already signs of some very interesting new products coming soon, which we will of course be covering as we go. But the start of a new year is also a great chance to reflect on the last one. And 2021 saw some fantastic new products hit the pro video market. We recently did an opinion poll over on our Instagram page, which saw the Amaran 60D and 60X get voted as the best accessory or non-camera product, and the Sony Venice 2 be voted as the best camera. And they're very much well-deserved winners. But this video isn't an awards video to pick the best products overall or anything like that. This is what new releases that I found interesting myself personally and what my own thoughts are on those. So, let's start with the big area, the cameras. We've seen some fascinating new cameras over the last year, including some like the DJI Ronin 4D, which actually try and completely reimagine what a cinema camera even is from the ground up. But for me, I think I will remember 2021 as the year of the flagship mirrorless cameras. The Sony A1, Nikon Z9 and Canon R3 all came out in 2021. I haven't used the Nikon myself, but the A1 and the R3 are without a doubt the best stills hybrid cameras I've ever used. I think they also really sum up some of the big design differences between the companies. So let's look at the R3. The R3, it is a bit big for a mirrorless camera, sure, but it feels like a flagship workhorse. It has this vertical grip built in and is comfortable and reassuring to hold. Canon obviously prioritized their ergonomics, as well as speed and control when designing it. In comparison, the Sony A1 looks almost underwhelmingly similar to their other cameras. Sony are a technology company at heart, and the A1 is essentially Sony putting their best possible sensor and best possible processing unit into a body which they already know is very popular. They weren't trying to redesign anything too much, just trying to give us as much pure grunt and power as they possibly could. And I think they succeeded. The A1 is a remarkable camera, which has stills and video performance that are surprisingly good, especially considering how small the actual physical camera unit is. It is an incredible stills camera, of course, but for video, it's actually a really practical tool, maybe more practical than a lot of people would think. Now, it's not one that reaches for ultimate image quality, there's no internal RAW or anything like that, and its 8K is recorded in H.265 420 10-bit. But in testing the actual files, they look remarkably good. And if you do hybrid work, constantly swapping between stills and video, I think it's probably the best investment you could make right now. But both are incredibly powerful statements of what each manufacturer prioritizes in their products. Sony aim for the best technological achievement, and Canon aim for the best practical working tool. It's kind of always been the case with the two companies, but I think that the A1 and the R3 have shown this more clearly than ever before. But before I move on from cameras, I also want to quickly mention the Kinefinity Mavo Edge, which was announced in 2020 but actually arrived in 2021. We've been big supporters of Kinefinity for years now, but the Edge really brings them into a new league of build quality and performance. It's still a few firmware updates from having a few of the most requested features like easier and quicker control, having the side screen fully working, and things like pre-roll case recording. But it is a fantastic camera, which offers a huge amount considering the physical size of it, with one of the best and most practical body designs that I've ever seen on a cinema camera. It's really cleverly built and definitely one to watch. There were also a few small accessory products that caught my eye in 2021. In June, iFootage released their Spider Crab system, a collection of articulating arms and support accessories, which I pretty much fell in love with straight away. They are very well built and designed, and at a reasonable price point as well, so they've already been very popular. But in case you haven't seen them yet, I'll link our video in the description, and if you use articulating arms a lot, they're an easy recommendation. Another product that caught my eye just before Christmas was the new CF Express cards from Angelbird, the SE and SX, particularly the SE. Now at first glance, it's just another CF Express card, not really that interesting. But it's from Angelbird, one of my go-to brands for media, and it's under half the price of their current 512GB card. That makes it incredibly good value, probably the best value of any CF Express card on the market. And they've done this by backing the sustained write speed down from 1000 megabytes a second to 800. They weren't trying to make the fastest possible card. That data rate though is still more than enough for most 8K RAW formats. So that makes this card just an incredible deal for us video users. If you have a camera that uses CF Express cards, these should definitely be on your radar. Before I wrap up, the last thing I want to talk about is lights. There were some great ones that came out in 2021, like the Lightpanels Gemini 1x1 Hard or the Nanlite PavoTube 2 series. But there was one brand that really shook up the whole industry, and that was Amaran, an offshoot of Aperture that is focusing down on the more affordable end of their market. They announced the 100D and 200D at the start of the year, but then went on to bring us the P60C, which is a fantastic RGB panel, and the 60D and 60X, the winners of our opinion poll over on Instagram. They are very smart little lights at an amazing price point. They've already sold a huge amount of them, and I'm not surprised in the slightest. They just open up new options for creative lighting to a huge amount of people that would not have necessarily had the budget for more robust lights with these kind of features. And that can only be a good thing for the industry as a whole. I'm a big fan of what they're doing over there at Aperture, and I'm certainly not the only one judging by our Instagram poll. So that was the new products that caught my eye personally in 2021. Richard and Nathaniel are also going to be making their own videos covering their thoughts as well, so keep an eye out for those on the channel. But let me know what products stood out for you down in the comment section down below, or head over to provi.co.uk to of course buy any of these for yourself. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.